What's going on, everybody? So in this video, I want to talk about the Week 1 depth chart for the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators are facing off against the number 7th ranked team, the Utah Utes. This will be the depth chart for the Florida Gators when they face Utah this Saturday night. Now, at the wide receiver position, the three starters are going to be Ricky Pearsall, Justin Shorter, and Xavier Henderson. And then on the offensive line, you have the five monsters who are going to be towering over the smaller but well-talented Utah Utes defensive line. These five monsters are going to be at left tackle Richard Garage, 6'4.5", 308 pounds. Then at left guard, you have Ethan White, 6'3 3/4", 331 pounds. And then at center, Kingsley Ugakun. He is listed at 6'3", 301 pounds. And then the transfer from the Louisiana Raging Cajuns at right guard, number 54, Osiris Torrance, 6'4 3/4", 347 pounds. My goodness. And then at right tackle, Michael Tarquin, 6'5", 320 pounds, 300 plus on this offensive line. And not only that, these guys are huge, but they're very talented. I think this is one of the better offensive lines that the Florida Gators have gotten since probably the Pouncey twins whenever they were at the University of Florida. But I really think this is one of the better offensive lines that the Florida Gators are going to have, especially in the past decade. So, I'm really excited to watch this offensive line create holes, create running room for the running backs, and give time to their quarterback. Now, let's talk about the tight end, Dante Zanders. Man, great story. I am super excited for him. And Dante Zanders, he actually really performed in the spring game. He really caught my eye. So I'm expecting a big year for Dante Zanders. Now, he is listed at 6'5", 262 pounds. Big man as well. Now, backing him up, you're going to see Keon Zipper. He's been with the Florida Gators for a couple years. I think you're going to see a lot of these guys probably in double tight end sets. So, Keon Zipper is going to get a lot of playing time. Big target, 6'1", 246 pounds in his own. Now, we all know who the starting quarterback is for the Florida Gators. Anthony Richardson, listed at 6'3.5", 232 pounds. Now, we all know Anthony Richardson has had a history of not staying healthy. With Jack Miller going down, he had thumb surgery. He's going to be out an extended period of time. Who will be backing up Anthony Richardson is either going to be Jalen Kitna or Kyle Engel. Listen, I just hope Anthony Richardson stays healthy throughout the season, because my confidence is not very high on those two backups. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, at the running back position, we all know the shifty, the little but tough Naquan Wright. I am so excited to see him after his injury last year. Got cut short. His season got cut short last year, but man, I am super excited to watch Naquan Wright. Naquan Wright is only listed at 5'8" and 3/4. He is listed at 202 pounds. He's a kind of a big body, but short, stocky guy. And man, he is so shifty. Really like watching Naquan Wright run the ball. And the other two that you're going to see this year, which actually I'm kind of surprised of the two that are listed behind Naquan Wright. You have either Montreal Johnson, who you're going to see a lot of this year, the Louisiana Raging Cajuns transfer from Billy Napier's old offense. Now, Montreal Johnson's listed at 5'11 1/4", 218 pounds. That's a big size for a running back, and I think you're going to see him a lot, just as much as Naquan Wright. And then backing up Montreal Johnson is a little bit of a shock. Trevor Etn, the true freshman, listed at 5'8 and 3/4, same size as Naquan Wright. Now, he's a little on the heavier side. He's about 15 pounds heavier more than Naquan Wright. He's listed at 217 pounds, and he is a good-looking running back. What shocks me is Lingard. Lingard is not on. He's probably listed at number 4 on the depth chart, but now I probably see why DeMarcus Bowman left, because I'm wondering if Trevor Etn was really pushing a lot of those other running backs in. He was going to get more snaps this upcoming year. So, Trevor Etn being that number 2 or number 3 back is shocking. But man, he is a good running back, and I'm really excited to watch all three of these running backs. This is a really good running back core for the Florida Gators. Now, that's on the offensive side. Let's talk about the defense. We have number 33, Princely Uman-Milan. I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. That's one of your defensive ends for the Florida Gators. 6'4.5", 245 pounds. Really expecting a lot of big things from Princely this upcoming season. And then at nose tackle, we have Jalen Lee, 6'2", 299 pounds. Now, I want to talk about the backup for just a second. If you watched the spring game, you were able to watch this man right here, Desmond Watson, a big man at nose tackle. I mean, you're going to be seeing him a lot this upcoming season. Desmond Watson comes in at 6'5", 439 pounds. My goodness, what a monster human being the Florida Gators got at nose tackle. And then the other defensive end, we all know him very well. He's probably talked about a lot with NFL draft scouts. They're talking really high of him. They're saying that he might be a second-round pick, could be a first-round pick, depends on his play this upcoming season. But I'm talking about none other than number 9, Jervin Dexter, 6'5.5", 312 pounds. Really excited, and I am expecting a huge year out of Jervin Dexter. Now, he's not the only one I'm expecting a huge year. At the jack position, I'm expecting Brenton Cox to have a huge year. Brenton Cox listed at 6'3.25", 252 pounds. I am excited to watch both these guys, Brenton Cox and Jervin Dexter, be the leaders on this defense that I know they will. And I think this defense right there up front is going to be really good for the Florida Gators. Now, at the linebacker position, we have Ventrell Miller, 6 foot even at 221 pounds. He comes in, he is a redshirt senior, very experienced linebacker for the Florida Gators. Really excited to watch him this upcoming season. Now, he's not the only experienced linebacker for the Florida Gators. Also starting at the linebacker position, you have Amari Burney, 6'1.5", 228 pounds. So hopefully they can lead our linebacker core for the Florida Gators. Now, Brenton Cox, he's going to be that jack position. He's listed as a linebacker. He'll go to defensive end. He's more of a 3-4 linebacker, so he can do both. Now, at the star position for the Florida Gators, we got Trevor Johnson, who had a pretty good spring game as well. He is listed at 5'10" 3/4", 194 pounds. And then at the quarterback position, we have Jason Marshall, listed at 6'1.5", 198 pounds. Backing him up is going to be rising true freshman Devin Moore, who I think you're going to see a lot this upcoming season as well. Listen, Jason Marshall was a former 5-star corner, very good corner. He will have a great year for the Florida Gators. But backing him up, or whichever cornerback position comes available, if somebody goes down, I think you're going to see Devin Moore, but I think you're going to see Devin Moore anyways. They're going to try to get him in on this defense this year because I think he's too talented to not have out there at some point. Now, the other cornerback for the Florida Gators, you got Avery Helm. He's listed at 6'3", 170 pounds. Backing him up is going to be former Georgia Bulldog Jalen Kimber. He is listed at 6 foot. Now, I am really excited to watch this cornerback group for the Florida Gators. Cornerback has always been a big thing for the Florida Gators. We've always had really good cornerbacks, and I think you're looking at a very good group for the Florida Gators this upcoming season. And then at the safety positions, we have Rashad Torrance, number 22, 5'11" 3/4", 202 pounds. And then at the other safety position, we have none other than Trey Dean, listed at 6'2.5", 207 pounds. Who will be backing him up is Donovan McMillian, 6'1", 205 pounds. So, you know what? I like our defensive backs group that the Florida Gators have gotten, especially at the cornerback position. But looking at this depth chart, I'm seeing a lot of guys, even behind the starters, that I'm really excited to watch this year. Guys like Shamar James, true freshman, he's backing up Amari Burney. And I'm also excited to watch Kamari Wilson. I think he's going to get some playing time this year. True freshman, the 5-star safety that the Florida Gators got over the offseason. So that is the week 1 depth chart for the Florida Gators. And do not forget, I will be going live on my channel. I cannot show the game due to copyright reasons, but I will be doing some play-by-play. If you can't watch the game, you're more than welcome to come in and tune in. Check out the chat. I know the chat's going to be going crazy. But hey, as always, I appreciate y'all watching this channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.